everybody, it's Mark from 403 Fauna. As you can see, I'm in my classroom. It's a Friday right before the Thanksgiving break, and I rode the Ariel Rider X Class 48 volt to school every day this week, except Thursday. Thursday I do bring a snake to school and I didn't want to throw it in my backpack. So 4 out of the 5 days I rode to school, and honestly, I live like a mile away and the commute is just fantastic. It's like I'm here in 2 to 3 minutes, so it's been really amazing. And about 10 or 15 years ago, I looked into getting a moped just to reduce my carbon footprint. And it's the best of both worlds with the Ariel Rider X Class 48 volt. And I wanted to share my experience with the students, so I gave them the opportunity to give it a ride. I preach safety, they all wore helmets, but unfortunately there was an accident that occurred, which I'll share with you. And I'm not trying to create something that's clickbait. I just want to make everybody aware of the safety issues involved with riding an e-bike. So stick around and check out that footage, and hopefully it can help you be safe on the road as well.
You got it all. Beats it. We'll ride a bike. Oh yeah.
Nancy, what are your impressions?
It felt weird.
That's what she looks like without her mask.
I can't see because of the
Let me put it aside where you see it.
This is my butt. There goes my mask.
How was it, Brandon?
Oh,
Nice.
Now, we just had a good example of students being safe and knowing their limits. But there's always that one kid, and be ready because this footage can be a little bit shocking, but fortunately everyone is okay, and that's why I'm sharing this footage with you now. Okay, be careful, go slow.
Tierra, tierra, tierra. ¡Hola, verga! ¡Hola, verga!
Now, obviously, I wouldn't be sharing this footage with you if the student was injured on this accident, but fortunately, he made it out okay. And the first thing I did was I ran to him just to make sure that he was okay. I checked the helmet. There were no scratches on the helmet. I did an all points check on his arms, his wrists, his legs, made sure he was moving okay. And he was perfectly fine. He claimed to be, but you know, with students, they can lie about that. So I just had to double check everything. I went over the footage slow motion and just checked out how he fell. And it's actually pretty amazing looking at the footage in slow motion. In fact, we're gonna do that right now. And we can see how he managed to come out okay and how the bike managed to come out okay too. So let's look at that footage right now. So after analyzing that slow motion footage, we saw that the student was able to roll his shoulder and minimize the damage and the impact. So he came out relatively unscathed. My bike, really all the damage that occurred was this scratch on the rear. That just banged really hard on the asphalt. And since it was this rear part, it just distributed the energy throughout the rest of the bike. And the tires helped with everything. And it came out with just a few battle scars, which honestly, Ariel Rider, they did include some touch-up paint, but I kind of like the battle scars. I might leave that there, just as a reminder to be careful every time I ride. Also, we can see that I'm coming up on my 50 to 100 mile tune-up, so I'm gonna take it for a nice long ride this weekend and get it tuned up just to make sure everything's okay, especially after that accident. So after analyzing that footage I am just so glad that the student is okay. Number one priority is his safety. And honestly, I'm gonna be very hesitant about letting anybody try this bike out now. And just make sure that they know what they're getting into, they know how to properly use the bike, and are an experienced rider. So I hope you've learned a lesson. I'm a teacher by day, and I have decided to use this as a teachable moment, and I hope you've learned something from it too. So have a great weekend. Enjoy your break. I hope you have a lot to be thankful for. Take care.